Demand forecasting is a very important aspect for revenue management. So there are certain data that we need for making a forecast. There are historical data that we need for forecasting the demand. The historical data is needed by number of reservations. So how many number of reservation that we are getting, or and room nights per day, or bookings per day that we are able to get for each segment. So all the data that we need is for each segment, and preferably if we are able to get by room type. If the hotel has multiple room type which are sufficient, which are significantly sufficiently large in numbers. For example, maybe there are two room category or three room category which constitute for 80-90% of the hotel inventory. So we need to be able to have the segmentation and these demand for different room type, so that we can actually manage the or forecast the business more effectively. And we need number of reservations, room nights denied per day. How many how many reservations we are not accepting. Sometimes hotel is full for certain days, but we are not accepting the room nights, or we are not accepting the booking for those dates for any particular reason. So we want to understand them, because there may be reasons that the hotel is having a group but we are denying the booking. But if you don't keep a track of that data, when you want to make a forecast in the future and on the similar dates there is no group, you will not be able to understand what is the possible demand. If we keep a track of the demand or the room nights denied during this period of time, we can certainly know what is the total available demand without the group. So we can make easy forecast, or we can make effective forecast during that particular time. We need number of daily reservation cancellations as well. How many reservations are being cancelled on each day? Because we may be getting a lot of inquiries, we may getting a lot of bookings, but if the cancellation rate is higher, then it may affect our forecast again. So the cancellations is again a very important data that we need for revenue, for making forecast. Then we need total number of room nights cancelled. So not only the number of reservations, number of room nights as well, because one reservation can contain for 2 nights, 3 nights, 7 nights. So we need both total room reservations and also the total room nights. Then we need number of check-ins, so that we can understand how many check-ins are coming in, so that is also can be derived by average length of stay. Actually, we don't need really this data. We can derive this number by number of room nights divided by average length of stay, so we will know how many guests probably would have checked in. But it's easier, it's better to if we have that data ready made in the hand. Number of checkouts, similar thing. No shows, how many bookings are no show on a daily basis. So it will help us to understand how many guests will not come, so that we can take over bookings. If the no show and cancellations are high, we may want to back up ourselves to get with the higher overbooking, so that we can maximize on our revenue. We may want to know walk-ins, how many walk-ins we can expect to get on a single day basis. As we said earlier, walk-in will pay you a higher price. So if we know how many walk-ins we can get during a certain day, we can actually block those number of rooms, so that we can maximize on those walk-ins. We may need ADR achieved, how much ADR we are able to achieve during a certain period of time. We may want to know average number of guests per room, because that will help us to understand how many guests will be in for each segment for each particular period, so that we can know how many guests we can expect to get for our F&B business, for our spa business. We can maximize our demand and our revenue for that purpose. Average length of guest stay, how many days the guest is expected to stay. That will help us to understand or manage our operations for check-in, check-out, or offering them multiple promotions, or create certain like buffet dinners or discount or lunch packages for those particular guests if they are going to stay longer in the period. If they stay for a very long period of time, they may get bored by eating the same food every day, so you may want to have some other activities in the hotel, entertainment or other things, so that we can understand, or we need to make a lot of variety. If the length of stay is very big, then you need to change the breakfast or the dinner buffet every day, so that the guest doesn't get bored. If the length of stay is very short, like 1 day 2 day only, then you don't really need a lot of changeovers or alternatives or a lot of varieties, because every day a new customer is coming, so there is no problem with that, right? So these are the factors which affects our operations, so we need to have this data ready made in our hands, historical data. So here's an example of how we can summarize the data for last 8 days, for last every day, for each day, each weekday, for the last in the last whole month. So we or last 2 months, so that we can also understand the occupancy for each particular day or each particular weekend. Then we are in a position to maximize our revenue in a better day. In the given table, you can see that the hotel is pretty busy on the Mondays, on the Tuesdays, on the Wednesdays, on the Thursdays. On the Fridays it gets slow. Saturday, Sunday it gets even more slow. So how the hotel can maximize? Maybe they can put, if let's say the occupancy the highest in Tuesday, so you can put a minimum length of stay. You have to stay on the Monday or on the Wednesday as well, or you can create certain promotions on Saturday, Sunday, because there is no other demand from our regular customers. You may want to accept the groups during Saturday, Sunday. You may want to accept the groups on Friday, which can come stay on Saturday, Sunday nights as well. So these decisions will help us, this data will help us to maximize or make the revenue management decisions carefully. Current data. So what current data we need for making revenue management forecast? So what we need is number of rooms available to sell. How much is the booking already on the books? How many guests are staying in the hotel? How much is the occupancy currently? So that we can know how much rooms we'll have available to sell. Sometimes room availability is affected by planned renovation, so we need to know that in advance. Or sometimes we may have to accept certain groups which we have already committed, so we may want to know that, so that we can know how many rooms we realistically still have available to sell. Number of rooms reserved, number of rooms hold or blocked for groups, and what is the likelihood for that particular group to get materialized. Sometimes the group get booked, travel agent book a room or block a particular number of rooms with the possibility that they can cancel a week ahead or 2 weeks ahead of the time. That is very risky situation, because in that case you are not selling the group, you are not selling to any other customer, but at the last minute we cancel the group, so your hotel remains empty. So we need to be careful on those situations. Then there is estimate ADR resulting from the current reserved rooms or block rooms. How much is the average rate we are getting? What is the booking pace report? So booking pace means what is the how much percent of the booking we are getting for future at today compared to the previous year. So we are always the pace is always compared to the previous similar period. Are we getting ahead? Are we getting more bookings compared to the previous years for the same month? For example, if we want to see now is November, and we want to see in December how many bookings we already get compared to previous November for previous December. So if let's say now we are getting 50% occupancy on the books for December, previous year we get only 45% on the books for December on the same date, which means our booking pace is higher than the previous year, better than the previous year, where then we can estimate if we're gonna get a higher occupancy or better demand for December, then we can make or increase the room rates, or we can adjust, we can close out certain channels so that we can maximize on the revenue. So it can be group pace, also the individual pace for each segment. So the pace is measured by segment, not by overall only. Then you have non-revenue room rates. So what is the non-room revenue that we have already booked, especially banquets? because banquets are something which are booked in advance. So if we are discussing for a room revenue for a group, or we are discussing for a particular piece of business where we are going to get F&B business, we are going to get spa business as well. So we need to know, do we have availability for that banquet or for that restaurant or for the spa? Do we have enough capacity for that business? Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the future data. What kind of future data we need for forecasting our demand? So we need demand generator, favorable conditions. What conditions are favorable to us in generating a demand for that particular future? Do we have any favorable condition happening in the city? Is there any public holiday, or there's a long weekends, or there are school holidays? What is the favorable condition? Is there any event happening in the city? So there can be multiple things which will help us to get demand. Then we also need to know what are the demand drains, means the things which are going to weak our demand. Maybe there is a political crisis, there is a terrorism, there is a bombing, there are other some big events happening in other cities where people are moving to there. So there are a lot of demand drains which are happening. So we need to understand what kind of factors we have for future which will either strengthen our demand or will drain our demand. So strength and weakness in the local currencies, in the local economies will also help. Then the properties addition or the elimination of specific services, renovations will also be a demand drain. Renovation in other hotel can be a demand generator for us. Opening and closing of competitor hotels can be a demand generator or can be a demand drain. The predictable factors which are planned construction, road construction around us, or in the seasonality of the business, raining condition in the city. So those are different demand factors that we normally have to be careful. Unpredictable demand factors such as like unplanned events, earthquakes, road constructions, or severe weather that drains the demand up. If other cities, that helps us the demand. So these are unpredictable. We cannot predict unpredictable, but we just predict what is possible. And the pricing decisions based on the competitors. So competitors are also making their plans. They are also making a new promotions. They are making packages. They are doing new renovations, addition of the room or facilities. So what are those things which are happening in the competitor space, so that we can manage our demand, our occupancy, and our prices? Okay, and the pricing decision by the property. Then we also need to know about the city-wide or the special event that are happening in the city, to summarize. Then we also need to understand the demand of competitive properties. We also need to understand, consider the opening and closing of the properties. We also need to understand about the demand factors. Okay, summarizing the demand. Now, we have discussed in length what is the historical factors, what are the factors we need for demand forecasting, historical, current, future. To summarize, the demand forecasting the demand has some benefits like operations management, check-in, check-out, or F&Bs, reverse manpower planning, supply chain management, or capex plan, renovation plans. We can manage those things if we know what is the demand likely to be in the future. How we do that? We need historical data, we need current data, we need future data as well, and we need certain demand information on demand generators or demand drainers for the property. It requires forecasting system. If the hotel is very big, the data is a lot, you may not be able to use Excel for that. There are specific measured systems which are available in the market. You can use ready-made, but they may fail. They may be certain expensive systems, but you can choose the system wisely based on your property size. There are systems which are available for different price range. So, and their manual calculations are possible, but can lead to a lot of mistakes. The important is we need to keep an eye on at least 3 to 6 months ahead of the time, because of the current demand conditions. Normally the business can move within 3 to 6 months. So we need to keep at least the eye on 3 to 6 months so that we can make our pricing decisions, we can make our operational decisions, we can forecast our demand very carefully. Normally, when you are making an overall revenue budget for the next year, you may have to forecast for next 12 months, next 12 to 18 months, because normally you will start preparing the budget 6 months ahead. So you may have to forecast for 12 months. Okay. So here are the forecast type. Normally we do occupancy forecast, we do demand forecast, we do revenue forecast. So all the three type of forecasts are important for their own reasons. Occupancy forecast will help us with the operational planning. Demand forecast will help us with revenue management, pricing, inventory management, and revenue forecast will help us usually to see how much profitable we will be at the end of the day.